Hello, we're in Holyoke, Massachusetts, doing full street tours. We're now on this very southern tip of High Street. It's a one-way street going towards the north. And so we just covered the first block there. We see some modern buildings coming off the Resnick Boulevard or 391 intersection. And go through Jackson Street. And we see some more, a lot of car lots here and modern buildings. So this section used to be in the past very heavily residential. Most of those tenant houses were taken down to make those first two blocks of High Street. And finally we come into seeing some older buildings here. They used to be on the left hand side in this blonde building, theater. I think it was a building before this one here called the Churchill Theater. It was a Nickelodeon theater, and it served all the people that would live in the Churchill neighborhood. And High Street passes through two neighborhoods, Churchill. And we're passing another block, and you can see the modern day headquarters of the fire station and some more modern retail. And then another block, and we see some more modern buildings. So that's 4 modern blocks in a row already. The reason why is because it was so heavily retail that all these buildings that were old here were taken down to make retail establishments. But that's not true once we get past this last block. This fifth block is also modern, a few older ones, but that's the end. So 5 blocks of very modern High Street, and 5 blocks in a row of very old High Street that hasn't been touched yet. Quite a difference. And most people will come off that highway and say, whoa, High Street's been changed drastically. But all of a sudden you come to a place, especially on the left-hand side, you see both the back of the Skinner Chapel and the back of the Second Congregational Church. And the fronts of those are on Maple Street. So we're in the North High Street Historic District, National Register Historic District, with a lot of very old buildings to it. And almost every building here is old. If it looks modern, it's just a modern facade put over a very old building. Right? The Guyot Hotel is on the sharp right. It was 2 buildings in a row owned by the 2 Guyot buildings. One of them is being made into a fabric store. Right? On both sides, you have modern storefronts, but very old buildings. You have the Conway store on the left-hand side, the very edge of the street, and that used to be for almost a century a piano store. Okay, and on the left there was the former Gallup's clothing store. On the left is the Albert Steiger store. And then also on the left is Starter McCausland Wakeland and the James Clough building. And we're passing by High Street. We'll just briefly run by, passing by High Street section of Holyoke City Hall. And we're passing Dwight Street now. We're going into the third from the north block. And here, the star of the show is this beautiful Caledonian building on the left-hand side with beautiful architecture to it. And then the Luther Tabor building comes up next. There used to be the Crafts and Exchange blocks on the left-hand side. They're gone, and new Crafts has been put in because the old one burnt down. Okay, and then we get to see the very end here, the oldest building of all, the Guyot building, that's on the left-hand side, the very edge, in the Royal Theater, which is the next to the last building with it. And now High Street used to be such that it used to go 2 more blocks in the old section, so it ends with number 96 there, but it kept going right into what is now Prospect Park. It used to be what's now Pulaski Park used to be Prospect Park. So 2 blocks were put out in the name of modern developments, urban renewal. Okay, so thank you very much for coming on this High Street tour.